Hello everybody. Okay, today we're going to look at something really cool. We're going to get an in-depth look, really inside look at a Sefer Torah. But before we do that, I just wanted to show you, because it's so cool outside, I am actually standing in the middle of a cloud. And I figured, what better way to teach you about a Sefer Torah than to do it from and introduce it from inside a cloud, because the Sefer Torah that we have and the Torah that we got from Hashem at Har Sinai, when Hashem gave it to Moshe Rabbeinu, it was given on Har Sinai when Har Sinai was covered with a cloud. So it would have looked something like this. If you look, you see how all over the place there's just a cloud, and I'm not even that high up. In fact, I'm in one of the places that's the lowest in the entire world. But because the clouds came down and the water all came around us, we're in this cloud. So it would have felt something. Look, it looks like it's all white behind us. Looks like it's like a fake background, but it's not. This is what Moshe Rabbeinu probably felt something like at Har Sinai when he was covered with the cloud, learning the Torah from Hashem, and then he got back and he wrote a Sefer Torah for Bnei Yisrael so they could learn Torah, and that's what we're going to look at today at a Sefer Torah. Okay, so now we're inside, and this is my house. And this is the room that I study Torah. If you look, I have all these different svarim. These are my svarim, and every day I'll read a little bit of some of them and learn Torah. This is not what a Sefer Torah looks like. These are what are called svarim. And what Hashem told us, that we, each of us, has to write our own Sefer Torah. But writing a Sefer Torah is really hard. It takes a really long time, and you have to be a really good artist. I'm not such a good artist. So what do? So I have a couple of choices I could do instead of writing my own Sefer Torah. Number one, I could ask somebody or pay somebody to write a Sefer Torah for me. Those people are called sofrim. So I can ask a sofer to write a Sefer Torah. But another thing that I could do is I can buy svarim like this that aren't an actual Sefer Torah, but they help us learn Torah, and that is the same idea of what a Sefer Torah is. A Sefer Torah is supposed to be something for us to learn from. Now, if you have all these svarim, you can really learn a lot of Torah. Now, you might ask a question, hold on a second, why do you have a picture here? There's a lot of svarim, so why do you have a picture? Well, this was actually my rabbi. His name was Rav Sinai, and Rav Sinai was my rabbi, and he taught me a ton of Torah. Some from these same svarim that he had in his house, and some I would bring to his house and study with him with my svarim there. And I keep a picture of him here to always remember the times that we had together and all the Torah that he taught us. And sometimes I might be a little tired and a little lazy and say, maybe I'm not going to learn Torah. And then I'll look at Rav Sinai's picture and it'll wake me up and say, hey, you want to be a big Talmid Chacham, you want to be a big rabbi just like Rav Sinai, you better start learning, and then I won't be lazy anymore. Okay, now in a minute I'm going to show you something else. You ready? I'm going to pause this for 1 second and then show you something. Okay, I'm back. Now, when we have something really, really special, we keep it in a very special place. We don't leave it outside, right? So if I have my favorite toy, I keep my favorite toy hidden in my closet to make sure that it's not out there, nobody accidentally takes it or gets thrown away. And the same thing is true of a Sefer Torah. A Sefer Torah is very special, so we have to keep it somewhere special. So all of these svarim are very special to me, but my Sefer Torah is the most special. That's right, I said my Sefer Torah, because I have my own Sefer Torah, not just in shul, and I keep it in a very special place. It has a lock on it. Okay, it has a handle on it to make sure that the door doesn't just come open. This is my Aron Kodesh. Aron Kodesh means my sacred, Kadosh means sacred, which is like something special, Aron, closet. And this closet doesn't have toys in it. It has my Sefer Torah. Do you want to see inside the closet? Watch this. We're going to open up the closet and we're going to see my Sefer Torah. Now, my Sefer Torah, in a minute, we're going to take a 1 minute break and then come right back It won't even be a minute. It'll be like a second, and I'm going to show you all about my Sefer Torah and what I have on it. Okay, now a Sefer Torah doesn't have to really have anything on it, but we decorate it, we give it special, almost like special clothing so that it looks special. And I have some very special things on my Sefer Torah. I don't know if you see what they are. So first of all, one of my favorite places is in Yerushalayim. And in Yerushalayim, one of my favorite places to go is the Kotel. The Kotel is a wall that used to be around the Beit HaMikdash. And that's what I have a picture of on my Sefer Torah, the Kotel. Okay, because I really like the Kotel, and so I wanted to have a picture of the Kotel on my Sefer Torah. I also have, there's gold strings here that make it look fancy, and then it says in Hebrew, Mishpacha Pilechovsky, and in English, Pilachowski family. Those mean the same thing, and that's because this is our family Sefer Torah. This is ours. It's the Pilachowski family Sefer Torah, and this is ours, and that's why we have it, and we decorate it with that. So that way, we always know, let's say there's like 20 Sefer Torah together, and we have a bunch of these together, we'll know which is ours because it has our name on it. Just like you put your name on a lot of different things. Soon we're going to take the Torah out of the Aron Kodesh, and we're going to see what it looks like inside, but we're going to put it on a table to do that. Okay, so we're going to take the Torah out. Now, what do we do when we take the Torah out of the Aron Kodesh? We like to show that we love mitzvos and we love Torah. So what we always do is we give it a kiss. We kiss the Torah because it's so special, and special things that we love, we give a kiss to. Okay, now we've taken the Sefer Torah out of the Aron. Okay, we've taken the Sefer Torah out of the Aron. Let me get a chair here so I can sit down, you can see me. We've taken the Sefer Torah out, and I've put it on my table where I study Torah. So now I'm going to take the Torah, we're going to open it up. So look what we do. We take the Torah, we pick it up a little bit, and we pull this off. Okay? And now we have to treat it very carefully, so we put it on top of a chair over here. And it has a special belt that keeps it together. This belt is called a gartel. It has some Velcro that keeps it together. Okay, and we take it out. And now we're going to put this in a very special place also to make sure that it doesn't get lost. And now I'm going to sit down and show you. Okay, now the Torah has what are called Eitzei Chaim, like wood, like living wood pieces. That's what these are. See where I'm holding it? And this allows me to unroll the Torah. Now, do you see the Torah is opened up? And we're going to take in a second, we're going to look at the different parts of the Torah and the different letters and what each letter has and why the letters that you see here are different than the letters that you have in your Chumash or your Siddur or the different Hebrew that you've seen. Okay, we're going to see it in 1 minute. Okay, now we're going to get a very close look at a Sefer Torah. Okay, now I can't really see what you guys see, so I'm hoping this is good. Okay, you can see the letters. Now here's the Sefer Torah. It has each of these things are called columns. Okay, and it has a column. Okay, and then you can see that there are no periods, there's no punctuation, there's no commas, there's no nothing, there's no even nikudot. Okay, and all this is, right, and you have some letters are written bigger, and some letters, because the line has to end evenly. So sometimes to do that, you have to write bigger letters. Okay, now I'll show you some words that you know. Okay, here's where it says Yaakov. Okay, Vayahov Yaakov et Rachel. Yaakov loved Rachel. Okay, this is the story of where Yaakov said that he's going to work hard for her. Now, I want to show you one thing on the letters that you're going to see is very special. They're called tagin. They're like crowns. Do you see how on each of the letters there's like a crown on top? That you don't have in a Chumash or anywhere else. Each of these letters has some letters, like the Zayin here and the Sin, right? That all has crowns on it. This Ayin has a crown, and that crown makes the Torah very, very special. Okay, that's our look at a Sefer Torah. Okay, that was our tour of a Sefer Torah. That was how we learned all about a Sefer Torah. I hope you enjoyed it. Now we're going to go back and go back to our regular show afterwards. But I really hope you got to see a special Torah. I know that lately we haven't gone to shul that much, and we don't get to kiss the Torah ourselves, and we don't get to see the Torah ourselves, and that's a little sad. But it's okay, because soon we're going to get to go back. We're going to get to see Sefer Torah again, and you're going to get to give a kiss to your own Sefer Torah, at least to the shul Sefer Torah. But now you got to see the inside of a Sefer Torah, which even when we go to shul, we don't always get to do. I hope you liked it. Okay, bye-bye.